Hi guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back again for another stream, and today is the live reaction Q&A, where we discuss match day 2 and just talk about how we've performed in our teams and talk about the scores, our ranks, all that stuff. And we will also be looking ahead to um, match day 3 as well, and talking about our teams, the transfers we're going to make, and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get started. How you doing, Jordan? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Interesting end to match day 2. It seems like the World Cup is flying by as we move on to match day 3 now.
Yeah, obviously Portugal and Uruguay have just finished their game in a 2-0 win for Portugal. So that is it for the football today. We're now moving on to match day 3. So we're going to discuss all of that. But let's quickly discuss. I'll bring up my team and we'll talk about how we've done so far. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's been a good match day 2 for me, if I'm being honest. So let's break it down. So in goal, I have the Japanese goalkeeper, Gonda. Now, somehow, Japan lost 1-0 to Costa Rica, which I did not see coming because after Japan's first game against Germany, beating Germany, I thought Japan looked very good, and I backed them to do well against Costa Rica, maybe even keep a clean sheet. But it wasn't to be. Costa Rica got a goal. A bit lucky, I'd say. I think it was a big goalkeeper mistake. So Gonda was actually at fault for that goal. I mean, he just got lobbed somehow. He just misjudged the flight of the ball basically, and yeah, conceded, and they ended up losing, which was a bit of a surprise for me anyway. So yeah, only 1 point from Gondar. Annoyingly, as you can see on the bench, Noppert, who I did have playing for me at the start, he got me 2 points, and then I ended up taking out Noppert to play Gondar because I thought Gondar might get a clean sheet, but it wasn't to be. Moving on now to the back four. So I've got Sosa in there, Borna Sosa. They did concede that one goal, Croatia, very early on to Canada. I believe Alfonso Davies got the header. I think within the first minute or so, of the earliest goal so far in the World Cup. So unfortunately, no clean sheet for him there. Moving on to Hernandez. He did get an assist, I believe, for one of the goals for Mbappe. So 4 points for Hernandez. France didn't keep a clean sheet, but either way, I was happy to see Hernandez get on the clean sheet and get me the 4 points, and I was happy about that. Moving on to England. Now, England, whoever did watch that game, it was a very poor performance for England against USA. Just watching that game, England didn't look great, but they did manage to keep a clean sheet. I thought USA were actually the better team against England. I don't think England had a good game at all. A lot of underperforming players, but as you know, I've got Trippier and Shaw, and I was quite confident they'd keep a clean sheet, and I am again against Wales. So, yeah, Trippier and Shaw, 6 points each, and yeah, not much to say. They're really quite happy they kept the clean sheet. Moving on to the midfield, so I do have Tadic in there, the Serbian midfielder. Serbia did play today. They lost, didn't they? I think 3-2, or was it to Ghana?
Yes, they did lose 3-2 to Ghana.
Yeah, and Tadic was involved for one of the goals, I believe, got an assist. I didn't really watch the full game. I watched bits because I was busy during that time. But yeah, Tadic got the assist, so 6 points for him. So I was very happy about that. Moving on to Di Maria, who also got an assist, and I think these are one of the assists that are quite lucky because he literally passed a 2-yard pass to Messi, who goes and scores from 30 yards out, or whatever it was. So it's more of a fantasy football assist than a real assist, you'd say. But yeah, 6 points from Di Maria, and yeah, happy days. We knew Argentina needed to win that game. It was a big game in terms of their hopes in qualifying for the tournament. And they did perform. Messi, you know what he did. Well, I'll come on to Messi in a bit. But yeah, Di Maria getting the assist, 6 points. So yeah, all good. Saka as well for England. As I mentioned, England were pretty poor in that game. Saka, after scoring 2 goals in match day, or sorry, yeah, match day one, he only got the 2 points. So blank from Saka, no goals, no assists. Obviously, England couldn't get on the score sheet. They did struggle in the attack. And yeah, so a blank from Saka, and I'll probably still keep him though for match day three. But yeah, a blank for him again. Um, Moving on to the front three. So I have got Richarlison in the team, who only got me 1 point. Now we know Richarlison's another player that did score 2 goals in match day one, but this time he only got the 1 point really. Um, what can I say? Brazil wasn't impressive today. I don't think for those that did watch the game, they did. They weren't as good. Obviously, Neymar was injured, didn't play tonight. Um, and yeah, I thought Brazil did struggle a bit, and we knew they needed a Casemiro wonder strike to break the deadlock late on. I think 84th minute, where Casemiro done that lovely like half volley to break the deadlock. And yeah, Richarlison only the 1 point, so yeah, not much to really say there. And he's probably going to come out my team for. Well, I'll show you my team later on, but he's coming out my team for match day three. Moving on to Messi, we know what happened with Messi. He did get his goal, a lovely strike right into the bottom corner. The goalie couldn't really do anything about it. It was stretched, but Messi put it right into the side netting. And Messi also got the assist for the second goal for Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez, lovely curling shot into the top corner. Messi did lay it off to him. So 9 points from Messi. Very happy with that. And then finally, I think what saved my game week and yeah, that's made me get this big green arrow is that I went Kylian Mbappe as my captain. As we know, Kylian Mbappe did get on the score sheet yet again with the 2 goals against, was it Denmark, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he against Denmark, he does go and get 2 goals. So that is 10 points. And then obviously the 1 point for playing 13 points. I was a captain, 26. So, yeah, very happy with Mbappe that I went captain with him. I did back him for this one. I know a lot of people were um, I know a lot of people are saying, "Are you sure about Mbappe?" Because obviously Denmark's defense, etc. But Mbappe is just one of those players that I knew he could do against anyone. And yeah, I'm happy that I stuck to my gut decision, which I haven't been doing all season. I don't think in FPL, and going with Mbappe paid off. So yeah, 26 points. Very happy with him as a captain. Moving on to the bench, Noppert 2 points. Annoyingly, he did outscore Gonda, which I should have just stuck with Noppert. Dumfries got 1 point. Obviously, Holland did concede that late goal. Kamada, the Japanese midfielder, only getting me the 1 point. And Bergwijn, the Dutch midfielder, getting me 0 points. So on the bench, nothing too exciting. But total points, 68 points for me this week. So yeah, match day two, 68 points. Can't really complain. I am on a wild card as well. For those that don't know, I did play the wild card this week, and it is a pretty big significant jump up in rank. So I was around 155k, I think. Now my rank is sitting at 28k, around 28k, 935. So yeah, big green arrow. Very happy with that. And yeah, I think Mbappe definitely has paid off going Mbappe captain. And yeah, that is the team, guys, for match day two. I'm gonna read a few more comments out that I've missed, and then yeah, we'll go on to your team, Jordan, in a sec. We've got FPL Penguin in the chat. It says, "Hey lads,
Hey, Penguin.
yeah, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well." We've got Alex, evening lads, evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. We've also got El Padrino in the chat. Big up, fellas. Thank you for joining. Please do drop a like, guys, if you are watching, and also hit that subscribe button if you're new. And yeah, anyway, let's discuss your team now, Jordan. That is my team out the way.
Yep.
Let's bring up yours and just talk us through how your week went.
Okay, so yeah, it was a pretty good week, especially at the end of it. I'll just basically go through my whole team. So I'll start off with Alisson, the Brazilian goalkeeper. Brazil did win 1-0 today, and obviously he kept the clean sheet, and that's a nice 6-pointer from Alisson. Again, second clean sheet for Brazil, so that was a nice return from him. Moving on to the three at the back, we start off with Theo Hernandez, the France defender. He got 4 points. France didn't manage to keep a clean sheet, but Theo Hernandez did manage to get an assist for one of Mbappe's goals, so that was a nice return, even though France didn't manage to keep a clean sheet in that game. Moving on to Luke Shaw, the England defender. Pretty boring, not exciting game for England. Expected a lot from England in that game, but only good thing about that game was the clean sheet, really. And Shaw with 6 points, that's a good return. It's just not really much else to say about England's performance in that game other than they got a clean sheet. Moving on to the third defender, we've got Borna Sosa. It was a bit unfortunate because Croatia did win 4-1. It's a shame that they conceded in Canada's quickest goal so far this World Cup within a minute. It was kind of going to be thinking, is this going to be another shocker that Canada win over Croatia? But it wasn't to be, as they did score 4 more goals after that one. So that leaves Sosa with 1 point as goals he conceded goals, so he only got 1 point in that game. Moving on to the midfield, we've got Saka, who got 2 points, so it was a blank. Obviously, it was 0-0 in that game that England played, so nothing much from Saka in that game, if I'm honest. He wasn't really involved, nor was it pretty much anyone else involved in that game, so it was a bit of a disappointment, especially Saka coming off a 15-pointer in game week 1, match day 1. So yeah, it was a bit annoying, but yeah, we'll see what happens next. Moving on to DePaul, the Argentinian midfielder. Again, DePaul got another blank. I wasn't expecting much from DePaul. He's just an added extra player just in case one of my other players wasn't performing well. But he did get me 2 points at the end of the day, so that's better than 0, I guess. Moving on to the second Argentinian midfielder, Di Maria. He did manage to get an assist from Messi's long shot, which was nice. Return from there, and obviously Argentina kept a clean sheet as well, which leaves Di Maria with 6 points. So it was finally a return from Di Maria after match day 1. He didn't look great at all in that Saudi Arabia game where they lost 2-1. So it was nice to see Argentina win and have a return from Di Maria finally. Now, moving on to this is a very controversial game that happened literally a few moments ago, but Portugal and Uruguay. So Fernandez did score 2 goals. The first one was a bit of was it Ronaldo that got the slight touch on the header? But
who do you think it was, by the way? Do you think Ronaldo got the touch?
I mean, if they count his hair, I mean, it looked like it did brush his hair so ever so slightly, even though it didn't change the ball's direction. It kind of looked like it did brush Ronaldo's hair, and the way he reacted, it's hard to fake that reaction from him, especially with his celebration. I mean, he was definitely confident he got a touch on that ball, but apparently not. It went to Fernandez, the first goal, and then the second goal, very controversial and probably a very wrong decision by VAR, where a Uruguayan defender handballed it in the penalty box. Looked like it was completely not not on purpose. Let's say it was just natural. So I don't know why VAR counted that as a penalty, but
You got to take
it was
that
a
though.
penalty for Portugal, and obviously Fernandez took the penalty as Ronaldo was subbed off, so he did score the penalty too. So that's 2 goals from Fernandez and 7 points each from those 2 goals. So that's 14 and playing 90 minutes. So that's 16 in total points, which was a nice double haul for Fernandez. I didn't really expect 16 points for Fernandez against Uruguay the way the game was going. It wasn't quite the most exciting match of the end of match day 2, but yeah, it did help. It did help Fernandez getting those 2 goals. He could potentially had a hat trick at near the end,
Yeah,
but
he
he did
missed
hit
another one right at the end, didn't he?
he hit the post at one, and then the goalkeeper saved the other one. So it was a bit unfortunate that Fernandez couldn't get a hat trick.
He's paid off for you so far, hasn't he? Obviously, 2 assists match day 1, 2 goals match day 2 as well.
He literally has. He's saved me twice now. Portugal assets like Fernandez.
Mhm.
Moving on to the front three, starting with Giroud. It's a bit of disappointment. I kind of wish I went for Mbappe instead of Giroud now because Giroud only got 1 point in that game. Not really convinced that he was going to score at all. More like Mbappe was getting more of the action rather than Giroud in that game. And he did get subbed off in the second half of the game. So yeah, he only got 1 point. He was my captain, but I did switch it over to obviously Messi as he did get subbed off early with only 1 point and wasn't going to have a captain getting that much. Which leads on to the second forward, which is Messi, who scored a goal and got an assist, which was 9 points. But because I captained him, it leaves me with 18 points for Messi. So it was a nice return in that game for Messi, getting on the score sheet as well. Yeah, I was quite happy with that captain pick. Other than Fernandez, he was the second best captain pick to go for. And finally, we got Ronaldo, who only got the 1 pointer. We've talked about this. Well, let us know in the comments, guys. Do you think that was Ronaldo's goal or not, that first one, or was it Fernandez? Because it is a bit
Mm.
questionable whether that is Ronaldo's one or not. Judging by his celebration, I would say it is, but
I
according to
After watching it, I think it's probably Fernandez because when the
mm,
ball, if Ronaldo got a touch on it, I think it would have changed the direction of the ball. But because it didn't change the direction or the way it was going, that's why I think it's probably Bruno. But yeah,
yeah, it's just I feel bad for Ronaldo because he was so excited and celebrating that goal like he was a very happy man until it was taken away from him. But yeah, he did get 1 point. He got subbed off later on in the second half of the match. So yeah, it was unfortunate for him, but hey ho, yeah, he's ready for match day 3, I imagine. I'll just quickly go through my team bench. So Hennessy got red carded and sent off in that game against Iran, which was totally ridiculous. I don't know what he was thinking at the time.
that was crazy. I was watching that. I don't
Yeah,
know what he was doing.
it was completely ruthless. How he could do that in the last few minutes of the game as well is utterly devastating for Wales. But yeah, that did get him -1 points due to the red card and the clean sheet removed.
Hmm.
Um, Next, we have the Sabali, the defender, who got 1 point. Rabiot, who is the midfielder for France, who got 1 point. And the Dutch defender Van Dijk with 1 point. So not much from the bench in particular, only 1 point and -1. I am on the green arrow. My previous rank was 67k. I have now jumped up to similar to Huss's rank at 25k. So it's a nice green arrow and a total of 63 points this week,
Mm.
which I'm thankful for Fernandez to save me in terms of that because it didn't look great. And I was on the wildcard booster, obviously, in match day 2. So that's pretty much sums up how my match day team went.
Okay, so that is your team out of the way. So what? Oh, match day points was 63 points, right? Total points
Yeah,
was okay.
total points for match day 2.
Okay, cool. I'm going to read a few comments out. I've got Speedy who says, "Is it just me or the total points still updating for everyone?" Yeah, that is correct. The website is very glitchy and buggy, so it might take a day or two for you to update. We've got our ranks due to looking at it through our private mini leagues. I think it's quicker updating on there, but yeah, I know the website. It does take a while to update. We've got Milos K. Welcome to the channel, mate. He says hello. Hello to
Hello,
you,
Milo.
mate. Alex Darwin Nunes v Ghana must win game as well. I'm not sure on Uruguay, if I'm honest. They just don't. They don't. What's the word? They don't look great. Let's say that the way they're playing, they don't really look like they're gonna score many goals. If I and yeah, they don't look convincing to me still. Against, I think Ghana's gonna be a tough game for them. The way Ghana are playing right now, I probably want a Ghanaian player over a Uruguayan player.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, one of the Guardian goals, which was a chip, an incredible chip as well over the goalkeeper.
El Padrino also says, "What's the website to see ranking, boys?" Well, the website we're using is actually the official website, but I think we're looking on the was it the private leagues? Sorry, the mini leagues, Jordan.
Yes, the mini leagues where we're checking our ranks. I do advise people as well to keep refreshing your team because if you keep refreshing it, eventually it does show and update your ranks and points as it did with us. It's continuous refreshing is probably the best solution to seeing what your current points and ranks are.
Okay, yeah, and also try look in your mini leagues. Uh, that way, I think it's quicker to see. Um, any more comments? I've just missed a few comments. I think regarding players. Yeah, but anyway, that is the match day two scores out the way. We do have to quickly discuss match day three as well because we don't have long to sort our match day three teams out. And for those that did wildcard in match day two, there is a bit of a wildcard glitch or hack, whatever you want to call it, where you can basically wildcard again in match day three if you do your transfers now. So yeah, we will bring that up, guys. So I'm gonna take that off the screen. I'll let me just share my screen actually with you guys first. Bear with me for a sec while I do that. So I've actually did this before. Um, so this is my team for watch match day two. Sorry. So if I go on match day three, this is my team that I've selected. For those that don't know, I did do these moves during match day two. So before Uruguay played, who was it? Portugal.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah. Before the Uruguay Portugal game, I basically made a lot of transfers, and that's it. Because I had unlimited transfers, it allows me to go into match day three with these unlimited transfers. So as you guys can see, the players I've bought in. So I bought in the goalie Galindez. I've bought in Jordi Alba. I've bought in Raum of Germany. I've bought in Davy Klaassen. I've bought in Musiala. I've also bought in Memphis Depay, and then I bought in a few bench players like Roche, Damsgaard, and Ziyech. So I have made a few changes compared to my match day two team. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about wild carding. Can you still do the glitch? Because El Padrino says it's all locked now. Hacks finished. I think you can still do it, can't you?
I think because match day three is now open, you can no longer do that wildcard glitch because match day two is officially finished. Technically now,
Is it
I
open though? Because it says it opens on Tuesday to November 29th. So it might be midnight. So I don't know if you can still do it or not.
I think you can't anymore
Ah, okay.
because the free transfers now is 2 out of 2. It used to be unlimited on match day
Oh,
two. Well, it was active, but because it's not active anymore,
oh yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think you no longer can do it.
Okay. But yeah, can I swap my bench orders at the moment? Because I can't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You can't do the glitch anymore. You're right. So let me put Ziyech on. So Hakim Ziyech will come in for I don't know who. Let's say Mbappe because Mbappe plays last. I think he plays on. Mbappe plays on the 30th, and Ziyech plays on the first. Okay, maybe not. So I'll put Mbappe back in for who would I take out? Raum. So yeah, I'll have to see the fixtures, who plays first, etc. But this is the team. I'll put Dumfries back in for I don't know for who who plays last. I'll have to check that basically. I got the fixtures up here anyway. So okay, I also another thing I've completely avoided any Brazilian players as well, just because they're the last fixture. So yeah, that is the team, guys. So I'll quickly talk through what I've done. So for those that have just joined the stream, this is what my match day three team looks like. So in goal, I've got Galindez, who's got a nice fixture against Senegal. I mean, he's the goalie of Ecuador. Um, I don't know if he'll keep a clean sheet against Senegal. I probably expect him to concede, but I've got Roche as well against Ghana if need be. I've got the back four of Trippier, Jordi Alba, Shaw, and Dumfries. So obviously England play Wales. I think that's still a good fixture for England. I believe they can keep a clean sheet against Wales because I haven't been that impressed with Wales. So I wouldn't be surprised if England keep another clean sheet. And we know Trippier and Shaw can chip in with the odd assist. Jordi Alba, I've liked the look of him so far, very attacking. He did get 12 points in match day one and then 4 points as well in match day two against Germany. And he's got Japan next. So hopefully he can get another double digit return. Dumfries, you've got to have triple Holland because Qatar are pretty much the worst team left. Holland need to win or they need a draw to top the group. So Holland will be going full throttle to make sure they beat Qatar. And I wanted triple Holland. So as you can see, I've got Dumfries, David Klaassen, and Depay in my team. So yeah, Klaassen stays in my team. A differential, perhaps 3.2% ownership. He did get 11 points so far. Obviously, 7 points in match day one, 4 points in match day two, and Qatar next. I do like the look of Klaassen, and I think he might be a little spicy differential in my team. Musiala is also in the team. Yeah, 2 points and then 5 points against Spain. Musiala's only in my team just because I wanted a German asset, and the way Germany are playing is quite impressive in the sense that they did manage to get a draw um, against Spain. I mean, impressive maybe over egging it, but I thought Musiala himself was impressive. I think he played a good game, and I wanted him in my team because I know Germany need that win against Costa Rica, and they'll be going hard to make sure they win. So Musiala comes into my team. Ziyech, I've also brought him in. He did get 7 points against Belgium and then 4 points against Croatia as well. Ziyech looks like a bit of a different player to what we see at Chelsea, so hopefully he can get on the score sheet against Canada because I do believe he's looking quite good so far. But yeah, front three I haven't changed it much. Messi still in. He's got Poland, which I think isn't that of an easy fixture for him, but it's Messi, so you've got to have him in the team. Depay, I've brought him in as well. Now Depay is a bit of a obviously is he going to start? But it looks like from the rumors, what we hear, Depay should play against Qatar, and hopefully he does get 90 minutes because I do like Depay, and he's on penalties if he starts. He's on corners, set pieces, so I do like Depay. I could have gone Gakpo, saved the money. Gakpo has all played very well so far, but I wanted Depay because his ownership's only 3.6% as well. To complete the team, I've gone Mbappe. Now there are some worries with certain managers thinking Mbappe might not start due to France already being qualified. Maybe France take it easy against Tunisia, but I don't believe Mbappe will be rested. I think Giroud might be a risk, but I think Mbappe will play against Tunisia, and it looks like another great fixture for him. 9 points in match day one, 13 points in match day two. Can we get maybe another double-digit return from Mbappe? I wouldn't be surprised. He could be for me, he's going to be my captain. So let me just put him as my captain. So yeah, Mbappe will be the captain. Roche in goal. Sorry, the sub goalie. I've got Saka as well against Wales, so he's probably going to play for me. Damsgaard, who's got a nice fixture against Australia. I do expect Denmark to win that one, and they need a win as well. So I wanted some Denmark assets. I think Christian Eriksen also another good pick, but he's a bit too expensive for my team. And then to complete the team, Raum as well, the German defender, the cheap German defender, I've gone as well in case they keep a clean sheet against Costa Rica. So that is the team for match day 3, guys. Let me know your thoughts on my team below. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, if you are enjoying the type of content that we put out, please do drop a like because all your likes are appreciated and it really helps the channel out. So do like, do subscribe, and also share this video on your socials, on your Twitter, etc. if you can, because it really helps with the engagement. Anyway, Jordan, that is my team for match day 3 out the way with the little wildcard glitch I've played. Talk us through your team and the 11 players you're selecting for match day 3. I'll bring up your team now.
Okay, so yeah, here is how my matchday 3 team looks like. We'll start off with the goalkeeper. This is probably not the goalkeeper's going to get a clean sheet, but it is the first fixture, and that's the Ecuadorian goalkeeper, uh, Galendez, who's got Senegal. I'm not expecting, obviously, a clean sheet from Ecuador, but um, he is a cheap goalkeeper to go for, and I thought to save up on money, where I'll talk for the rest of my team. I wanted to pick a cheap goalkeeper instead because I did originally have Allison there, but because Allison was so much money, I wanted to downgrade him to someone a bit more cheaper, like Galendez. Moving on to the back four, so we got the uh,
What was that? Oh, Aguad. I
yeah,
think
my
that's how you
God,
say his name.
I'm just trying to remember what country he plays for.
Morocco. Morocco.
Oh, that's it, yeah. Aguerd, yeah, for Morocco, who do have Canada. Now, Canada have only scored one goal so far this World Cup, and that's the only goal they've scored. It's their first goal, and that was against, obviously, Croatia. So
Mm,
there is hope that Morocco, the way they've been playing as well, quite look like a formidable team that no one really saw coming. I mean, they had a very great game in match day two, winning it as well. And I think they'll definitely want to win this next game against Canada just to ensure they qualify for the round of 16. As we know now, Canada cannot qualify now. They just don't. They they can't, even if they win against Morocco. There's still not enough points for them to actually qualify to the round of 16. So they're only playing for really Pride Canada now,
mm.
and Morocco will be playing for qualification. So there's all in all a good can get a clean sheet in that match. I don't expect Canada to really score. Moving on to the second defender, that is Van Dijk, who has Qatar. I think a lot of people will have triple uh, Dutch players just because Qatar hasn't been the greatest team in this World Cup, despite them being the hosts of it. They are also another team that cannot qualify for round of 16. They are technically
Yeah.
out no matter what this result is for this game against the Netherlands, they will be knocked out. And obviously, Netherlands will be securing that slot around the 16 with a win against Qatar. And I don't see Qatar scoring against Netherlands. They're quite hard to penetrate the defensively, especially with Van Dijk, the giant in in defense. So yeah, that's why I picked Van Dijk. He can be dangerous on corners as well, Van Dijk. I imagine Netherlands will get a lot of corners in that game and be very dominant. So there's always a chance that Van Dijk can put one against Qatar, maybe, but we'll have to see what happens. My next defender is
Sub.
Sabali, who has Ecuador. He is the Senegal defender. This is purely because he is cheap. I think he is 3.5 million defender, so he's just a budget saver. I'm not expecting really a clean sheet either from either teams. It does clash with my goalkeeper as well because they do play against each other. So I'm kind of hoping one way or the other, one gets a clean sheet and the other one doesn't, just so I can swap out either the goalkeeper or a defender in that position. But yeah, I've picked Sabali just because he's cheap and obviously he is the first fixture of this match day three, so I'm going to play him in my team over other players. Finally, I got Jordi Alba, the Spanish defender who's got Japan. And this is a really good fixture for Spain as well. In their first match day one fixture, they did win 7-0, the highest record of goals scored in the World Cup. So I say Japan is another opponent they can easily score a lot of goals, and it's always possible that Jordi Alba can assist due to his attacking threat from defence. He is a provider of uh, two forward positions and players as well. So I brought him in my team as he did get an assist last match day and did the previous match day after that. So yeah, he's got Japan, so I have high hopes that Spain will also keep a clean sheet against them as well. And it'll be exciting to see how Spain do in that game. Moving on to the midfield, this is where it gets a bit quite different. We'll start off with Ziyech, who has Canada. He does come off of 11 pointer in match day two. I think scoring the goal and getting an assist. I think, um, and yeah, Morocco have looked great this World Cup, and Ziyech has been the golden, I'll say, guy for Morocco. He's been quite quite good compared to him being in Chelsea. He plays such a different player in for his country, and I quite like the way he did play in the last match.
Hmm.
And yeah, he's a great midfielder pick. I do think he'll do well against Canada. I see it that being a very high scoring game, especially that they want to qualify and make sure they do as well. My next midfielder is De Jong, who has Qatar. Again, this is just because of the fixture. Qatar haven't won a game and they haven't looked great either. They conceded a lot of goals, and I do think Netherlands can put a lot against Qatar as well. And I think De Jong is a perfect asset to bring in just for that game. Moving on to the next midfielder. This is probably not in many people's eyes, but it is Pulisic, who has Iran. Now, the USA, I'll say, have been playing really well. And I know a lot of people have criticised England for not really playing against them that well, but they did give England a very hard game, USA. Like, this is the best I've seen USA play in these two match days. And I do think they can really have a good game against Iran, even though Iran have been arguably great as well. Um, and part of that as well, Pulisic, he's had a lot of great chances to score. He's been unfortunate with some by hitting the crossbar, for example, in one of the shots he did have against his matchday 2 fixture. So that's why I brought him in for matchday 3. I do think he can potentially either score or an assist against Iran, as USA do want to keep hold and try and qualify for this World Cup. I know Iran will be as well, so it'll be quite a interesting game to see which one comes on top. And you could say it's probably controversial that it's USA and Iran as well, as there's bad history between those two countries. Moving on to the last midfielder, we have Rabiot, the French midfielder who's got Tunisia. I did quite like Rabiot in the last game that France played. He's quite involved in terms of he could have scored, assist, goal scorers. He plays a very nice role in the France midfield, and I do think he could be beneficial against Tunisia, who haven't had a, I'll say, great start to them to their World Cup. I don't know if they're knocked out already or not due to not having enough points to qualify. But with France already qualified, they might take it easy on Tunisia, but I do think they'll still want to win just to make it 3 out of 3 for France in that group. And yeah, I feel like it's a good fixture for France. Moving on to the front two. So we've got Messi, who's got Poland. This could be a really tough fixture for Argentina. I think Poland have kept 2 clean sheets so far in their 2 match days. And I feel like this is going to be a really tough fixture to call whether Argentina or Poland win. It's going to be hard to decide because both teams have been playing really well. And it'll be interesting to see which one wins because it does, I'll say, it will it will decide who goes through in terms of their group. So and who comes on top. So it'll be interesting to see how Messi does play in that game. And finally, we got Gakpo, the third Dutch uh, player in my team, who is the forward, and he has Qatar, and it is my captaincy pick for matchday 3. Yeah, his current points I think are 12 so far in his World Cup, so I do expect him to get a few more, especially in this Qatar game. I feel like he's going to potentially score 1, maybe 2 goals in that game. It is going to be like a goal spree, I do believe, in that game where anyone can really score. And I'm just going to get a hunch that Gakpo can be part of that. So that is my starting 11 out of the way. I'll just briefly go through my bench players. So we've got the Moroccan goalkeeper, Bon Nu. I think that's how you say it.
I think it's Bono.
Or Bono. Yeah, that probably sounds actually better. Yeah, Bono is an interesting one because he did get substituted off just before the kickoff of the last Moroccan game in match day 2 due
Mm.
to something wrong with his eyes that he could no longer really start in that game. So he had to be substituted off of the second goalkeeper for Morocco. But I did hear news that he will be fit and ready against Canada. So that's why I transferred him in. He is 4.5 million. So he's a cheap option, and it will be a double Moroccan defence as well because I do have the goalkeeper and the defender too. So I am quite confident that Morocco can keep a clean sheet against Canada. My next bench player is Tio Hernandez. Now, there are rumours that he may not start and may be rested, as France have already qualified and they may not want to take a risk on Tio Hernandez as the other replacement defender was injured. So he's potentially going to be rested, so he might be a transfer option for me. Moving on to the last two. So we got Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo, who both have South Korea.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this comment up as well because it kind of ties into, obviously, you've got Bruno and Ronaldo on the bench.
Yeah.
Alex says he can see them being benched or rested. Sorry. So, are you worried about that at all? Ronaldo, Bruno, they are qualified.
Yeah, there is that thought in my head that because they've qualified, that's why I didn't really want them to win tonight. I kind of wanted them to draw so that there was a bit more contention for them to still be able to play. But because they did win 2-0, yeah, that has been in my mind, Alex, whether they'll be rested now until round of 16. So that is one thing that I need to think about.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, you can easily do. Can you do Ronaldo to an Mbappe or even a Fernandez to someone like Musiala, for example, German midfielder? You could do that because if you got two free transfers, don't you?
Yeah, I got 2 free transfers. I can potentially do that. I'm just maybe a bit of a headache because my plan was to get Tio Hernandez out, and that will cost me 3. So yeah, I got some thinking to do with that.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, we'll let you. We're going to let you decide what you want to do with that. I'm going to read us some comments out that I've missed. Not sure if Trippier starts. I know Walker and Hendo starts. Yeah, I've seen rumors. If Trippier doesn't start, then I'm not too worried in the sense that I'll just play my bench players. So back to my team. I've got Musiala, Jordi Alba, and Raum as well on the bench. So I'll probably play one of them. Um, but yeah, I've also heard that I've heard Trippier might not play due to Kyle Walker now being fit, which is interesting. Does that mean Gareth Southgate plays a back five? Because wow, if he plays a back five after what's happening against USA, I think there'll be calls for there'll be a lot of negative England fans.
Um,
Ziyech been cooking. Mbappe will start Golden Boot. Yeah, I agree with both of those. Ziyech has been really good so far, and Mbappe looks like for me probably will win the Golden Boot. El Padrino also says like that team. Haas, thank you. What about your team? Let us know who you've got in your team. Uh, I think this one's to you, Jordan. Where are your German players?
I've honestly not given a look at German players. Absolutely not. They have not looked great at all, Germany. And
Yeah,
there's not any player that stands out for me personally in that German team that would want to persuade me to bring one in.
I think it's more to do with obviously Germany. They have something to play for, whereas Brazil, nothing really to play for. France, nothing really to play for. Even Portugal now, nothing to play for as they are through. With Germany, there is that jeopardy where they need to win. So I think you want to get players in your team, I guess, that has still there's something on the line. But yeah, I know Germany haven't been what as we expect, maybe as as their previous teams that we've seen in the past. But yeah, I mean, I've only got Musiala in my team, so I've been impressed with him. But other than that, yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, so those are both our plans for match day 3. Those are our teams for match day 3. And yeah, for those that are just joining the stream, if you are watching on a playback, um, please do drop a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. is the FPL Duo YouTube channel. We are doing FPL content when the season starts up again, but we are doing World Cup content for now. Um, but yeah, so all in all, Jordan, would you say it's been a good match day too? Obviously, for both of us, we can't really complain. Big green arrows for both of us. 68 points is all for me this week. 63 is all for you. So yeah, very good match day too. What are your thoughts anyway? Uh, in regards of match day two, what game would you say stood out for you, and what did you enjoy watching?
Well, I quite like watching the Croatia game where they did win 4-1. It was quite a interesting game because we all thought it was going to be a shock because of Canada scoring such an early time in that game. We thought, well, maybe Canada can win this game, but obviously Croatia sort of sorted their
Yeah.
heads out and started putting them behind Canada. So yeah, that was quite an interesting game to watch for me personally. Match day two.
Okay. For me, obviously as well, I'd say it has to be Mbappe's performance again against Denmark. Obviously, I've got him in my team, so maybe I'm biased, but yeah. And watching Mbappe play, I thought he was brilliant. And yeah, France looked good. I know going into the tournament, France weren't seen as like obviously they're the world champions, aren't they? But they weren't seen as like the heavy favourites again. A lot of people were doubting them due to injuries of Pogba, Kante, but France look very good so far. And never know, can they win it back to back? We'll see. But yeah, we're probably going to wrap it up here. I'd say. Anything else I've missed, guys? If you've got any questions as well in the chat, please do drop your questions, and I'll try our best to answer all of them as well. Because this is a Q&A as well, guys. So do drop your questions in if you have any. And yeah, um, Alex says he's got Noppert, Schmeichel, Raum, Mailer, Dumfries, Shaw, Hakimi, Ziyech, Ericsson, Musiala, Sane, Anthony, Mbappe, Depay, and 4.5 million striker. Gonna do Mbappe after he plays, and 4.5 to Kane or Lukaku. Nice team. Looks good. Yeah, I like the Sane picks. Interesting. I know we've just spoke about Germany, but Sane back from injury does make a difference, I think, to Germany, and he does look quite good. I think with his pace, I do believe he can be a good pick for Germany. Sane. But yeah, I also got to quickly plug our Twitter. For those that don't follow us on Twitter, do check us out. The FPL Duo. We're on there. We tweet out whenever we go live, and if you want to talk to us on there, uh, do feel free. Also, guys, I just want to say if you do want to join uh, the FPL Duo Fantasy World Cup League, the code is on the top right hand screen right now. Uh, it's on the top right in the little box, and then also it is on the comments down below. Just copy the code and paste it into the search bar, and you should be joining our league. Last comment. I think we're going to wrap it up now. I think Lukaku is set to start, and they should go all guns blazing. Yeah, I mean we've got to speak about Belgium. I've not been impressed with Belgium at all, if I'm being honest. I think they're one of the they're having a stinker of a tournament so far.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to play in the World Cup because in that match day two game, there was players walking with the ball,
Mm.
like literally jogging at most around the pitch. It's like there's no spirit, there's no motivation, no morale boost to have them really win a game. There's just nothing, no spirit for Belgium in this World
Yeah,
Cup.
they don't look great, if I'm being honest. Belgium. They were lucky to beat Canada in match day one, in my opinion. So they could have easily lost that. They lost obviously last game, but yeah. Alex also says power captain this week. Um, Probably not for me.
It's a good
I, I
question.
I'm not going to use it. I don't know about you, Jordan, but I think I'm going to wait until maybe the later rounds, maybe a semi-final, quarter-final, uh, because those games are going to be more tight and it's less hard to predict. I guess who's going to score the goal, maybe. So I don't know. I'm probably going to wait. What about you? Have you thought about it, or you still need to give it a thought?
Uh, I have thought about it because I've been thinking what the right time is to play the power captain. I was thinking maybe match day 3 is because of all the obviously the players and all the games that are going on, and
Mm,
potentially this could be a good fixture or obviously a match day to do it in because we know some teams have already qualified, but there's some that are fighting for that qualification. So maybe a lot of teams will go out guns blazing in terms of players like Ziyech, for example. That was Morocco that definitely want to qualify. And yes, players like Messi maybe as well, just to ensure that Argentina qualify. So there is other players that may stand out in matchday 3 that potentially you may want to use a power captain on,
Mm.
as yeah, it could. I haven't given it much thought, but I have maybe considered using it in matchday 3.
Yeah, could be. But we will do another video probably. Well, obviously we are doing another video deadline stream tomorrow, aren't we? Is it tomorrow?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So just gonna quickly check, guys, because we are back for another stream tomorrow. When are we streaming? So luckily, I mean, maybe some people were enjoying the World Cup schedule because we've been getting a lot of 10 a.m. games, haven't we? So
yeah,
it was the last of the 10 a.m. games today, and even the 1 p.m. games. I believe they're now gone. So the first game tomorrow is Ecuador Senegal, first game of match day 3, and that kicks off at 3 p.m. So later kickoff times than usual for the first game, which is nice to see. But there's 2 games on at the same time. So there's 2 games at 3 o'clock and 2 games at 7 o'clock. So now you'll have to decide what game to watch, kind of thing. So yeah, we will be streaming tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the deadline stream. So do join me for the deadline stream tomorrow. It should be a good one. But yeah, El Padrino, oh, that's dope. I typed in FPL Duo in the league search bar and your league popped up. Yeah, guys, if you do want to just type in the FPL Duo in the league search bar, it should also show up. But you know, the code is on the screen and in the link in the description as well if you do want to join. And yeah, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. games as now as well. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we do wrap the stream up?
I was actually going to say in response to El Patrino's comment about the type in the FPL Duo in the search bar, because before you had to type in the actual code to find it. So it's nice to, now they fixed it, you could search for it now.
I think that might be because of me. I think I originally had it as a private league. So I made the league private and now I changed the settings to a public league. So I think that's why now it shows up as well. So I think I didn't kind of mess up there. I initially created a private league, but yeah, that's changed now.
All in all, good though.
Yep. But yeah, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has watched throughout the stream. Thank you for all your comments and your likes, and your support is always appreciated. If you haven't, please do drop a like, share the video, also drop a comment. You know, after you watch on a playback, just go back and drop a comment for us. It really helps our channel grow. And yeah, just want to say a big thank you to everyone. And yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying the World Cup because I'm enjoying it so far. If I'm being honest, I know a lot of controversy surrounding people aren't enjoying the World Cup, etc. But for me, I've enjoyed it so far, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I'm looking forward to match day 3 and beyond as well. But yeah, that's it from me and Jordan. Big thank you to everyone for watching. And yeah, hope to see you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow and take care.
Peace.